Hey guys, welcome to Girl Meets Screen. My name's Norma. Today we are talking about the ultimatum. And listen, we gotta talk. That's it. We're gonna jump right in. So let's talk the first 3 weeks, or them introducing themselves to each other, and then the first 3 weeks. So something I noticed right off the bat was that it seemed like they were a lot of them were trying to force a deeper connection to possibly create a physical connection. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it kind of seemed like some people were just well, this is a free pass, the people were given the ultimatum, it was I'm just embracing the experiment, and it's okay. Premise of the show, they start off meeting each other, making connections, and then I think the person who gave the ultimatum picks, I don't know, everybody picks each other. You pick somebody that you're going to spend the next 3 weeks with. All hell breaks loose at this meeting. They have a dinner for everyone to pick, and with Nick and Vanessa Lachey there. One of the couples, the par couple, the guy ends up deciding look, I saw everything I needed to see, I want to marry you, and proposes to her. Which was dope because she kind of had a rough experience. The one guy she made a connection with was just basically not attracted to you, and she did not take that well. But what was funny was so she went she kind of went off, and then he kind of awkwardly walks off. He's I'm gonna get a drink, and she goes to his partner and is look, whatever it is that's stopping you, really consider it, because I just felt that it was just bad. And his partner happened to be talking to her partner at the time, and so her partner was that's what I love about her, she's honest, blah blah blah, in his little confessional. So right there I knew these two gotta be made for each other. She was really typical bougie Southern Belle type of vibes. But anyways, they're married, right? So they're out of the equation. Well, then there's this other couple. Oh, that couple were the pars, but I can't remember their first names, honestly. I know the guy's name was Hunter, but I forget what her name is. And then the other couple, which was Lauren and Nathan, I want to say. He also gets up and proposes to her after looking at another girl and being I'm choosing you. And so I don't know if the proposal made him feel oh wait, I can do that, and he was okay. But one issue I have with it, which was April, one of the other girls, was gonna choose Nathan, but then he chose his own girlfriend or whatever, proposed. And she pointed out one person wanting kids, one person not wanting kids, that's not something you solve in a week, which I'm sorry, I fully 100% agree with. I also had issues about the way that people addressed her not wanting kids. So I think it was this one guy, Colby, who was I can take my time with her and make her realize how nice it is to have kids, help her through her fears and through her emotions about it. And it was rough. It sent a harmful message. I almost feel it was everyone was working on convincing her you'll want kids, it's fine, maybe now you're not there, but you'll get there. Not everyone does. Basically April was just kind of that's not a decision that just changed, you know what I mean? Because he basically is she's my home, so I'd rather have her and no kids than someone else and have kids. Which it's you say that now, that's the thing. A lot of times people like to trivialize something wanting kids, right? Sometimes your partner, if your partner's I don't want kids, the person's okay, I can deal with that. No kids, cool. You can deal with that now because you're 25, right? You weren't planning on having kids for another year or so anyways. That seems so out of reach. But then when you get to a point where you're oh, I actually really want these, I always wanted kids and I still do. 10, 12 years down the line, you're divorcing, and you just wasted 10 years. I mean, I'm sure you didn't waste it because I'm sure it was lovely, but that could have been time spent with someone who wants what you want and to create the life that you want. You know what I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but okay. So I just have a couple more thoughts on different couples. We had Madeline and Colby. Colby gave Madeline the ultimatum because he wants to get married, have children, and all that. And this is one thing I'll say, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I kind of feel like them ending up together I don't really have an issue with anymore, but I was a little bit skeptical because he seemed a little bit unhinged, but besides the point, we don't know them personally. Basically, it just seemed like she just wanted to dip her toes in the pool, okay? She wanted to see what was out there, see, like, you know, when you, like, the grass isn't always greener, but, like, you know, just feeling like, oh, like, I think she'd never been alone up until that point and had been with Kobe for so long from a younger age. And so for her, it was like, I want to see what else is out there, kind of. And so I think this experiment just like presented her with the opportunity to do just that, you know, like she got to do 3 weeks with someone else, just having fun, you know, living the life with them, and then back to Colby, which I think was I feel like that's what she wanted, whether she knew it or not. I think she just wanted to like explore something new. And when she explored something new, she realized like, okay, no, I want to work with the relationship I have. You know what I'm saying? Because they moved pretty quickly. They got engaged, got married right there that same day. And I'm pretty sure had a baby right after, because like how long between filming and when the show went up now? Like she was like 7 months pregnant in the reunion. And yeah, that seems about, so like they were like back to back to back big decisions after being so hesitant, which makes me a little bit nervous but I mean, she seems to be really happy pregnant, really excited to be a mom. So maybe they're okay, but that does make me nervous in general, like people doing that, because it's like you don't really have a like moment to process everything that's happening. I guess I shouldn't talk though, because we were pregnant by a year into our relationship and I had just like moved to Ohio, just, you know, so probably not the best judge of that, but be careful out there. Worked out for me, barely worked out for her. Doesn't mean, you know, we might be the exceptions, so be careful. Okay, I think Zay, at first I had a note here that said Zay is a little immature for Ray, but now I'm like, I think Zay just needs a lot of help with stuff. Like there is a combo of immaturity, but there's also a lot of trauma and things he needs to deal with. I think he truly could benefit from therapy. And I know we like to throw that around, like that person need therapy, that person need therapy, but I genuinely feel like he could benefit from it. We saw a lot of scenes of him like bringing up his childhood and like, that's why I'm like this or like that, or him yelling and being like, no, like they need to get my point, you know, like just not being able to like process other people's thoughts or like process other people's feelings. Like simply the audacity for you to think that you could say gone all night, turn off your location when we have it like connected, not pick up my calls, not call me to say I'm safe, I'm sleeping at so-and-so's house, just go off and do whatever because we had an argument, and come back and not understand why this person doesn't want to be with you or why this person is upset with you. Like, it blows my mind. And normally, okay, have you ever argued with your spouse and you talk to somebody else and they're like, yeah, no, you're still wrong. And so you have your spouse who said you're wrong, and then this person who said you're wrong, or you're not saying it correctly. And you realize like, maybe I'm wrong. Nope, he had, I forget the girl's name. What was her name? I'm gonna tell you right now. Shanique. That's who he was partnered with. He met with her after 3 weeks were up. He met with her, kind of talked about everything going on. They broke up. He's single, so he's like, let me explore this thing with Shanique. And she tells him, like, no one could ever do that to me either. Like, you're bugging. And he just was like, no, you're wrong. You're tripping. Like, forget this. And, like, walks away angry. And it's like, one thing I do want to say. So we have April and Jake, and then Zay and Ray. Ray and Jake choose each other. They're very similar, calm people, all of that. I was digging their vibe. I'm not gonna hold you. I liked them. I think they had potential. I think they had potential to keep dating afterwards. You could definitely see Ray and Zay just needed to be done. They were wasting their time. I'm just calling it like it is. Jake and April, at first, I feel like I didn't really see an issue with them, like in the beginning, and he was saying like, oh, financials and all that and blah blah blah. I just think he was like fighting between like, do I want to be with this person or not? And Ray opened up his eyes to like, nope, I don't. Like, you know, there's someone out there that matches like what I want from them, kind of, you know? And so I really enjoyed Jake and Ray. I think they would have been a really powerful like two people to date after the fact. I think what sucks is I feel like they both had partners who were just gonna keep pushing until they got what they wanted. And I'm just being like, I don't know that I'd say it's a bad thing. I don't know that it, you know, like, but it just is. And so, because they mentioned in the reunion, they broke up, they both started trying to date their partners again, you know, and it sucks because it's so hard when you know that something should be over with someone and you're just not ready to get there. So you kind of keep doing this flip-flopping thing. Because it's like they both made the decision of like, I am done with this person because they should have. You know what I mean? Like him and April, their 3 weeks at the end was terrible. Like Shorty's looking through his phone, she's screaming at him about him having videos of her twerking. And it's like, first of all, those were the 3 weeks that they were exploring their thing. And then when you see the video, it's literally like anything anyone would film at a club. Like, I'm sorry, yeah, I don't know that I'd be like freaking out about it. I probably would be a little jealous because I'm just a jealous person, but like I can reasonably think in my head, like I can't be mad at them for that though, because first of all, you picked this experiment for you guys. Secondly, it was during those 3 weeks, like she was like, it's cheating, and it's like, no, because it was his 3 weeks of like being in a relationship with her. And again, it was her twerking on a chair. Like he's just like recording her twerking in a chair, and like I don't hold that against somebody. We all literally all do that when we're drunk. Like we do it to each other as women. We record each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think that the intent behind it was like, I'm gonna film this so I can watch her twerk and like, you know, do my thing to her twerking at night. Like, no, it was just like, we at the club, ha ha ha, look at what she's doing type of thing, you know? And so, yeah, that's how I feel about that. So as I said, 2 couples got engaged and are gone. So now we reached the end of the 3 weeks. So halfway through the experiment, them living with this other partner, now they're gonna go back to living with their partners. I'm gonna go couple by couple, whether I think they should break up or they do break up or whatever. So with April and Jake, I say no. Something I wrote down, Jake can see a future with Ray. And I think, and in this case scenario, because he was given an ultimatum, like marry me or move on. In this situation, I would say move on, because if you're still like, if you're actually, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I always say, right? You know how people will be like, you can like 2 people at once. Like, I don't feel that. So if you're in a relationship, right? And you're like in love, you guys have been together for years. And you meet somebody else and they pique your interest and you want to get to know them and date them. Break up with that person and go date them. And I know it's scary because when you have like a good partner and you don't want to lose that. But the way I look at it is, if you're seeing a connection somewhere else, this may not be the place for you, because if this relationship was enough, everything for you, all of that, you wouldn't feel a connection with someone else or drawn to get to know someone else or be with someone else. That's not saying you're not allowed, you won't find people attractive or funny, you know, or like that this person, you know, like there might be a trait that you like about a person, and wanting to date someone else or wanting to get to know someone else or feeling like I could see myself with this person too, you need to go explore that. So my camera got too hot. But what I was saying was that they're really good at like communicating their feelings to each other, even when it was about their partners. Like they just had a really good communication style, which is always important. So yeah, let's go on. Let's go on. We're gonna go to the reunion. I'm gonna talk about them first, might as well. I feel like they really should have given it a shot. I really wish, because at the end, Jake like buys them tickets and it's like, you know, round trip tickets to wherever you want to go. And I really wish they would have gone, and they would have, you know, like they held themselves back, which is so funny because who was it? Shanique at the Par girls little like engagement thing night with the girls. She told her like, you can't sacrifice like your good things for someone else's feelings, like saying she was hesitant because of April. And I completely agree, and as harsh as this sounds, it's like that's the reality. Like they went on this experiment, they agreed to this, like you have to let it play out how it plays out. But I feel like the only reason they didn't go on the trip was I think they both had some guilt about their partners. And I think what made it tough was I'm pretty sure both couples were living together. So you think like they break up and everything's good, but then when you go back home, you have to go back to a home with them. You have to see them acting like they're sad or whatever emotions are there, you have to deal with them. And so I think they both like felt badly for like going with each other, you know, and how their partners were gonna feel. And I think that's what stopped them, which sucks, because like I think it would have been really good for them to explore that. Maybe in the future they will. They're really good friends now. I see like they posted like stuff in the club with each other and stuff. But she's dating a woman now. And so yeah, I mean, she's dating someone else, so that's that. In the reunion, like I mentioned, Lauren and Nate have worked it all out. She said one kid. I was cracking up because the way that she said that they went to like she was like, we went to an expert. Like she was like, we wasn't on this reality show-ish. We decided we needed an actual expert because like this experiment, as much as they like to pretend like it's some profound thing, it's not. It's just a chance for someone to date someone else and kiss someone else. Like, but it just cracked me up the way she said it. Was just like, we wanted an expert. Like, ooh. But I'm glad they worked it out. I think that was so crucial to be able to figure out like, okay, is this something where you don't want kids at all, or is there something stopping you but you do want some? Colby and Marilyn, like I said, I'm like, he seems a little like, what is wrong with him? But I mean, they seem happy, so we're gonna let them be happy. Randall and Shanique, so it turns out they end up engaged at the end of the show, but then turns out they like break up and now they're back together. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. I'm curious to like why they broke up. That's tough. With them, it seems like he's either not ready for marriage or he doesn't want marriage with her, and he just like he can't see it yet, you know? So I genuinely don't know with them. I hope they work. They're cute next to each other, you know? He did the little so that was cute. April was a little bit much for me, and I don't want to knock nobody's happiness, but like she was up here like, my new boyfriend's great in every single way, and you know what though, she had a tendency to do that with Jake when they were on the show. Like on their 3 weeks, like other people would be skeptical, or she would say things to make it seem like we're so great, like I might be pregnant, yeah, we had sex, like yeah, and it's like, are you overselling? I feel like we're overselling a little. So I don't know. Hopefully she really is happy and her new guy really is perfect for her. But it felt like April likes to oversell. And then referring to herself in the third person thing, hilarious. I wanted to answer these 2 questions. They were asked at the end of the show, and I thought this would be cool. Okay, who learned the least of the entire like group in this experiment? I feel I'm gonna go with Zay, because like I said, the boys got some healing to do. There were so many opportunities for him to learn things and like reach clarity and be like, oh my god, yeah, like now I see I need to change that. No, he didn't see any. He apparently didn't see anything wrong with any of his behavior or anything that he did himself. Then they asked how everyone feels about ultimatums, like thoughts on ultimatums and all that. And of course on the show people are like, it worked for us, whatever. And I think that's true. Ultimatums work for some people, not everyone. Hey, boo-boo. What's up? Do you want to go lay down with your dada? No. No. You want to go lay down with daddy and sissy? Yeah, the light's really bright. Come on. You want your tablet? Huh? No. Huh? You're gonna go to your room? Okay, come on. We can go to no. Kai woke up. Anyways, as I was saying, my thoughts on ultimatums. I think if you feel like you have to give one, go for it. Now, if you're the person being given one, if it makes you feel negatively that this person is basically saying to you, do this or else, then end it, you know, like, because I feel like if that's how you're thinking of it, that's not the person you're supposed to be with, you know what I mean? Like, because you would just take that and say, you would think of your partner and be like, oh my god, like I feel bad that they're feeling, you know, unloved by me, or like I'm not ready to commit to them on that level, and have an honest conversation with them about why. Don't say it's finances if it's not finances. Like, have the honest conversation. Let your partner be the one to choose. I want to be with you to work through that so we can get to that point, or I don't want to, I want to walk away. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my ultimatum rant. It was enjoyable. Trash TV as always. Listen, Nick Lachey and Vanessa need to do better in terms of like, I don't know, quality of the show or whatever, because these people just be too much. But also, like I said, I felt like most of this group was just like people wanting to like explore other options. Like, just what are y'all doing, you know? Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.